For our first project, you will need one of these wooden trays. I went ahead and painted it spring green. I put 2 coats on it, and you don't have to paint the whole thing unless you want to, because you're going to need some contact paper to put down in there. Or if you don't have any, you can just paint it. You can put stickers on it, and you need a candlestick, and I put 2 coats of Swan White chalk paint, and I got both the paints from Walmart. And I have some folk art metallic antique gold to go along the trim, and I want to use a real small paintbrush for that. Go ahead and shake it up real good. Now, if you don't have the gold paint, you can use one of these metallic markers from the Dollar Tree. Just make sure you wipe it off your brush. I like to mix it up sometime if it looks like it's a little thick. And just brush real gently, and do the inside of the hearts too. So once it's dry, go ahead and flip your tray over. Get your craft paper, line it up with this. Take your finger, well, hold it. Take your finger or thumb and just rub it across the inside. That way you get an accurate cut. Just slowly do it a couple of times so you get a nice ridge that you can see. If you know a different way to do this, go ahead and do it that way. And if you don't mind, leave me a comment. Let me know what that way is. I would really appreciate it. Okay. Should be able to see it pretty good. Let's see if I can see it on this side. Get it angled with the light. Okay. Let's see if it works. And it worked. I'll put this around this way. Alright, now I'm just going to use a glue stick. You can use whatever glue you want to glue it in. And just rub it in. Okay. Now take your candlestick, get you some glue on it. Now if you have E6000, just put dots in 4 places on this, and then in between them put the E6000. But I still haven't got someone told me the trick with Vaseline to keep the lid from sticking to the glue, and I can't open it, so I have to get my husband or son to do it, but I keep forgetting to get the Vaseline. Okay, now this is finished. Now here's another little project. Get any kind of little vase that you have or knick-knack, because this is a tier tray, and what I have is this little vase here, and I put a little foam in there, and I have 3 roses and some baby breath. And I'm not gluing it in because I don't want it to stay in here. Just fluff the leaves. Get you some baby breath. Well, I have some. Here they are. Forgot where I had my cutters. One there, and I'm going to put one right there. It's tangled up, so I'm just untangling it. Okay, so there's project 1 and project 2. Real simple and easy, but you can get anything you want and put on your tier tray. But there it is. My next project, I have one of these LED unfinished wood lights, and they light up. It twisted. You have to twist it all the way, and it's going to make me into a liar. Anyway, it's supposed to twist, and it snaps or clicks. There it is. I was turning it the wrong way. There. You hear that little snap? It's a click, not a snap. That's what it looks like. I'm going to cut the hanging thingy off. And first I'm going to paint it white. Now you can just go ahead and stain it or use a burnt umber if you're wanting, but I'm wanting to distress it. Whoops, sorry about all that noise, but I'm about out of that white paint. Okay. All you have to do is just pick a spot to start painting and just paint it. Don't paint the edges here if you unless you just can't help it. But I like, well, if you want to, you can. But I'm going to try to leave mine like it because it looks like that distressed look. I think I need to get a smaller paintbrush. Yeah, but anyway, just paint it or stain it, however you're wanting to do. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're doing yours. Now that it's dry, I put one thin coat the first time, and the wood sort of absorbed it in. And then I put another coat on, and it needed a third one. So, really, I guess instead of putting a thin coat on the first time, go ahead and just put 2 thick ones on. Okay, I'm getting ready to use this Hello Hobby Wax Antique Finishing Wax. I got this from Walmart, and you'll need a paper towel. I'm just getting it out of the lid, and this is my first time doing this, so I hope I don't ruin it. I'm going to start on the side, and I guess just rub it on. Let me know if I'm doing this right, or if there's a different technique, maybe with a brush or something. I don't know. I did watch one video. She was making something, I forget, but she used this wax and used a paper towel. But I don't know if this is the only way to do it, or if there's a different way to do it. And I'm just dabbing it because it came out real thick and a lot. But that's what that looks like on that side. Get some more. I want it to kind of look like the other side. And I'm going to use some sandpaper too to distress it a little. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I'm thinking it might make it look a little better. Putting a little on the stand too. Let's see. Wow, I already have all 3 sides. Now I just have to do the front. Now this I'm not too sure about. I don't think I'm doing too bad with it, with this being my first time. Trying to get it in the little white spots. Can't forget the stand here. Okay, now I'm going to do the top. Let me get a different piece of this. See, when I get it, I wipe it because a lot comes out. I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't know if I should use sandpaper on it or not. I don't know if there's a wrong way that you can do this. I guess I could try the sandpaper, and if not, I can just fix it. I'll do on the back and see. Well, let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like so far. And that's the front. And that's the top. Let's see what it looks like turned on. I think it looks cute. Okay, let me get a little sandpaper here and see. Let me try the back. Well, that looks okay, I think. So I think I will sand it down. I love getting things and not practicing and just winging it to show you all. And sometimes it comes out good and sometimes it could be a little improved, but it's all a learning experience and we're having fun. So, and I can always get tips from you all. Alright, now tell me, if you don't mind, if it looks better sanded down or the way it was before. Okay, now let's go ahead and start on the next project. Our next project, I took this out of one of the Dollar Tree calendars for the year 2022. So it's the one with July on the back of it. And I'm all out of my square signs because I forgot to keep some of them out and they're in storage. So I'm using this cardboard that I normally save to paint on. And all I'm going to do is get some of this Elmer school glue. You can use Mod Podge if you want. But I'm just going along the edges. It doesn't take a lot of this. Whoops. I'm just gonna do it that way. Almost out of that. I'm gonna have to go buy me some more. Alright, just line this up. Press down, whether you're using Mod Podge or glue. sometimes you just have to put a little extra, just like with Mod Podge. Make sure you get all the bubbles and wrinkles out. Just checking each corner. Okay, that one must be good. Okay, now I picked this one because I'm getting into the little bees, and this is Honey Bees and Flowers Please, and it's got little flowers and greenery, and there's a honeycomb, and I think these are cinnamon, and then it's got little bees. And then if you want, take some of this nautical rope and I know it's tied here somewhere. Now you will need your glue gun to glue this on. And let's just start at one corner. Well, I'm going to start, first I think I'm going to get some ribbon and make a bow and put right here. Then use this after. Alright, I picked some of these off, some greenery, and then we're going to use some of this foliage. I just call it greenery. Just set that aside. Now let's work on the bow. I don't want it that big. Just start and just bring it over one time to where you have one on each side. Now get you some, I'm using this jute rope twine, and all I do is hold some in the back, wrap around it maybe 3 to 4 times, kind of tight. Okay, then tie it. Now make sure you pull it tight. Go ahead and just snip it off. Won't have to worry about that coming loose because it's going to have some glue there. Okay. Put it right there on that little hoe that's right in the center. And then just be fluffing it. If any of the end shows that's inside, just push it back in. Okay, now let's see if this looks good just by itself. And it does, so just raise that up, put some glue right in there. let's do the other side. I put just 2 big squeezes of glue on. And you know what? I don't think it needs the rope. I think this looks just good without it. Because you can put a lot of stuff on something and then make it look kind of tacky, you know, or too much. But if you want to, you can go ahead and just raise these up and start the rope and go around. But I'll use the rope on a different one to show you how to do it. But this is what it looks like so far. And just now get a tag. Here it is. Cut it down the center. I'm getting some jute rope and just make a hanger, just a circle. Now we'll need to glue that. And where's the center of that? It's right there, so we'll just put this right here. And I always use the point of my glue gun to get it down in there. And then put just a little bit more on top of it. And then where this comes in, you put it on top and push down, and that stops it from coming loose. It makes it stick longer. Just be careful, because you might want to put your little thumb finger protectors on if you have any. If not, just be very careful like I am. So once it dries, I'll hang it up and then I'll show you how it looks. Our next project, I already had this in for Easter, I believe. I had it with the bunny up on the wall. And but all you do, this is a calendar picture, and you just lay it down this side facing up, put the glass here on it, and trace it, and then cut it out, and then put it and all the original papers that came with the frame. And then I painted this here spring green, and then I put clear glitter on it. But now, because I'm going to use this for spring and summer, I have some gem mesh, and I don't have enough of the yellow, and it comes like this, and there's all different colors that they have. But what I'm going to do is just put the green on, and I'm going to go ahead and measure this out and cut it down. Put it right down the center, since it's just one string. I want to go ahead and put it on both sides. And in between each little flower, there's just 2 little pieces of string thread, and that's all you need, is just to cut that. Okay, just make a little line going straight down. Okay, and be careful. Let me put my finger protectors on. You can get this 3 of them in a pack for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. And just try to line it up as straight as you can before it dries. Okay, now let's do the other side here. And just be careful, make sure you draw a straight line. That way it doesn't glue crooked. So I'm going a little slower now. Alright, now just make sure you have the top on the top. And you can also get that diamond wrap too and do it. And if you get any strings just of glue, just pull them off. And now that we're here, all you do is go straight down in between them and cut them. Just to as long as you need it. I'm going to measure it, which I know I need more, so there ain't no point in measuring it. But anyway, just measure it out and then cut the green side off when you get it as long as you need, and then just glue them in. Okay, here's what the finished project looks like. But again, if you want, you can keep both strings of this. This came with the yellow as the other one, and just make a thick line of it going down. It'll be, well, the size, it'll be this size here. If you want, just keep both of them. And it's real pretty because I have some that looks like that I made on this. That's why I just did one side. Okay, let's get ready for the next project. Next, I'm going to be showing you how to change the picture in the frame. And I got this off of Pinterest.com. I just keyed in spring flowers. And a bunch of them came up, and you have a lot to choose from. And I'm going to show you how to add the both-sided of this onto the frame when it already has some embezzlement on it. Okay, first all you have to do is just take off the back. Just be careful getting the glass out. You don't want it to get stuck and break. You want to even it up. Make sure there's enough space. This has like a gray frame going around it, and just make sure it's the same distance on the sides and the top and bottom. And just take a pin, trace it. And then just trim it. Get as closest to the line as you can. doesn't take long to do this at all. These are real nice and simple just to make your home look real elegant and decorated, and you don't have to go out and pay all that money for pictures and stuff when you can get the pictures free on Pinterest. And the frames are just $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. And I just leave the old picture. That way whenever you want to switch it out, you can. And it helps keep it nice and snug in here. Now just make sure you put the back on in the right direction, the top on the top. What it looks like so far. And I did a DIY showing you how to make these roses last week or the week before. Okay, now we're going to use both sides of this mesh. It's called gem mesh, and you get it at the Dollar Tree. What you do, you just get real close. Put it enough to where the glue gets both sides of this trim. You just stick it up under there. And I couldn't find my little finger guards. And this is all that you do. Now you do the other side. Let me get that glue off my finger. My kitty's sitting here. You might see his head right there. Excuse me. But he's just sitting there watching me. He can't wait till I'm finished so I can pick him up. He just wants to be loved on and petted. Okay, now you take this and you line it up. And you cut it. It's real simple and easy to make something real elegant and bling. Okay. First, you gotta cut it. I forgot that step. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here. I learned making circles going up and down. It gets the glue all over, and that way it sticks to the gem mesh better. just trim it. And this is what it looks like, all finished. Okay, now let's go on to the next project. Before we go on to the next project, I'm going to show you what I'm putting in the giveaway box for this week. It's this LA Colors. It's 3 colors eyeshadow, and it has glitter in it, if you can see all that. It is called Water Lily. Just look how beautiful them colors are, the shades. And it has a little applicator right here, a brush, but I'd rather use the regular brushes. But anyway, there it is for this week. Now, the last project is this little gnome here. He's on skates, so he's skating. And I'm going to show you the colors I have picked out, going from here to here. First, I have some burnt umber, some lavender sacket, that's that one. And then this one is called Cloudless. This one is, I think, lavender, no, it's lilac mist. And then the pink one here is pink polish. And this one here is called Sun-Kissed Peach. That's for his little nose. And the last one here is just white. Okay, I'm going to use a Sharpie, and I'm going to put lines in this, in the little hat. You can do that, or you can put circles, or just paint it the way it is. It doesn't have to be like I'm doing mine. And then where the little, his beard is, that'll get painted over, so I'm going to trace that out. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just paint over it. And then there's a line here to separate his feet. And I'm putting one here for the bottom of the skates. One right here. And let's see, that's it on the Sharpie. I'm going to paint his little nose first, so that's the peach. I'm going to put a real thick coat on. Just keep going over it. And then we're going to need some silver to go for the bottom of his skates. Now I'm going to use some white for the beard. But first I'm going to do this little section here for the fluffy of his hat. Fluffy, well, the trim. So I ain't had my coffee yet today, huh? And again, I'm just putting thick coats on. Painting the little ball on the end, the little pom-pom ball. It's a little thick there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and paint, I think that's the white. That's the peach one, his beard. Just go up to the line. Make nice, smooth, even strokes. And I'm just putting real thick coat on, that way I don't have to go back over it. I kind of cheat. Just tip your brush onto the side where you're going down this way. Let me know what project you're thinking about creating. I'd really love to hear from you, and what shades or colors or how you're going to do it. Like if you're going to go print some photos from Pinterest.com, which ones are you planning on doing? Me, I go to the library and do it. It gets me out of the house, and gets I get to visit and see the people I know at the library. It's a fun day out. Just gives me a reason to leave. I'm a homebody, really. I don't get out and do things much. I'd rather stay home. This day and age, it's better to do that, really. And just be careful at the corners so you don't go over into the Sharpie or the lines. Okay, just go back over it. And go ahead, if you didn't get a good thick coat on the trim here, I'd just go ahead and go back over it. Now they have another one that hangs on the wall. This one has a little stand, and I'm going to paint it white too. Just a nice thin coat, give it the illusion of ice. I'm going to hold it like this. Let me get this. I had a little thick spot of white on his beard. I'm going to go ahead and paint the back of this to make it look nice while it's on the shelf or table or wherever you put it. Just one coat will do. But anyway, that's all you gotta do is just go through there and paint it and make it your own. And this is what the little gnome looks like once you're finished. I just went ahead and went through, and what I showed you how to do, I just finished it all up, and this is it. And I painted the back, and I did this here white. You could do it in a thin layer watered down of silver, that way to give it the illusion of ice. But that's it. I want to thank you all for stopping by and checking out my channel. Have a great day.